Good morning or good afternoon, everybody. I trust that it is warm weather where you are at, probably in Texas. Here in St. Louis, it's up and down. Cold one day, warm the next day. It's about 50 degrees Fahrenheit here today, and it should be snowing by the day after tomorrow. Uh, by the way, I'm Jim Poitras, and I am your professor for exploring short-term missions. I appreciate the missions department at Texas Bible College and all that TBC is trying to do to impact the world and take the whole gospel to the whole world by the whole church. And we get to spend some time together. I'm very excited about it, talking about exploring short-term missions. And it's a joy to join you today. This is week number 1 of classes at TBC. Fortunately or unfortunately, I will be or am at, because of the times when you see this, in Alexandria, Louisiana, and I will be joining you by Zoom the second week of school. And so I want to go ahead and share a little bit about this course. Hopefully, Brother Hogston has already given you the syllabus and you've taken an opportunity to look through that. And let me just talk a little bit about the course called Exploring Short-Term Missions, which is one of the major responsibilities that I have currently. Exploring Short-Term Missions is a joint venture between the Missions Education Cooperative, or Global Missions, and the Texas Bible College and our other North American Bible colleges. And I probably have already mentioned this, but my name is Jim Poitras, and I am currently the Director of Education and Short-Term Missions for Global Missions for the United Pentecostal Church International. But before coming here to the headquarters about 10 years ago, my wife and I, our family, served in Africa for 28 years as career missionaries. In fact, I met my wife in Nigeria, West Africa, when we were both serving on the AIM program. Took her back to a little town in Alabama, married her there, took her back to the mission field about 3 weeks later, and we stayed on the mission field for 28 years, off and on, coming on deputation, you know what I mean, but 28 years as career missionaries, and then about 10, this is the 11th year here at Global Missions at headquarters. And so we met in Nigeria. We were missionaries in Nigeria and in Ghana. We were at one time probably the youngest missionaries under appointment for the UPCI. We have 2 grown children and 1 grandbaby on the way in May this year, little boy, and we're really excited about that. But our children were born in the States and taken back to the mission field when they were 7 weeks old. So when they turned 18 or 19, they didn't come home to the States. They left home in order to come to the States to go to Bible college and then continue on with their lives. I want to talk a little bit about the course setup, and we'll talk more about the syllabus when I'm able to be together with you next week. But exploring short-term missions, this course is set up according to modules. Modules would be the equivalent of weeks. So module 1 is week number 1. Module 2 is week number 2. Module 3 is week number 3. And it's also set up according to 3 particular lessons. I know at TBC, we typically deal with 2 lessons. In this case, Zoom synchronously could be happening on Wednesday and Friday. I think it's a little bit after 11 in the morning on Wednesday and Friday. It is a blended course, an online course. So we will deal with some of the classes face-to-face, not in person, but face-to-face through Zoom, and also make the videos available for online students that would not be on campus. So some of the course will be offered what we call synchronously and also asynchronously, which basically means sometimes it's going to be kind of live and sometimes it's going to be looking at a video that's been pre-recorded for you. But going back to the setup of the course, 3 lessons make up a module. And we won't actually be meeting together 3 times a week, but we will follow this basic structure of following or completing the 3 lessons. Sometimes it will carry over to the next week. And the modules are made up of lesson material. There are reading assignments in the modules. And when you get to the 3rd particular lesson, each one of the modules, most of the time there will be a checkpoint. And it's basically checking over how well you paid attention to the lectures, how well you read the material, which I hope not to give you too much material to read, but there will be material that will need to be read, and paying attention to the Canva presentations that are also being placed in Moodle. And we'll discuss, like I said, more about the course when we get together online next week. But I wanted to give you a basic understanding of what we're trying to accomplish here. Also, when you look at the Canva presentations, you will notice the Missions Education Cooperative logo, which you hopefully see there on the screen. Also, the class abbreviation, in this case, it's ESTM, Exploring Short-Term Missions. The module is 1.1, so that means it's lesson 1. And the first particular lesson of that module. I probably should have said it's module 1 and the first particular lesson of that module. So that's a little bit about how this course will be set up. It's blended so that some of it will be Zoom for on-campus students. We'll be able to Zoom in. Some of the on-campus students will also be looking at this course asynchronously, so on your own. Pre-recorded videos, and of course you're not on campus. If you're not on campus, then you won't have that advantage of the face-to-face Zoom time. When it's 11 a.m. here, it's 11 a.m. there in Texas. So you'll be looking at those recorded videos later on, maybe even most of the time for off-campus online students. That would be after the lecture has actually been done with the group that are on campus. This week, it's important for you to go ahead and just familiarize yourself with the syllabus and with Module 1, Lesson 1.1, and you can go ahead and look at Lesson 1.2. You could even look at Lesson 1.3. You could do the reading assignments that you have there. I'll also put something on Moodle about that, but please don't complete the checkpoint until we're able to review a little bit when we get together, Lord willing, the week after this during week number 2. So that's a little bit about exploring short-term missions in a nutshell. And in the next video, or in the next class, we will talk about what exactly is short-term missions. How can we tell the difference between short-term missions and long-term missions, or short-term missions and career missions? So until we're able to meet again, I pray the Lord's blessings on you. God bless you. I'm so excited that you're part of this class. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to get to know you on Moodle, on Zoom. Occasionally, I'll try to come down to TBC and meet with you there if you're on campus, and online. So God bless.